How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Hopefully everyone's day's been going well so far. It is clearly not a secret. The Bengals' biggest need in the draft this year is the offensive line. And more ideally, I mean, you'd like to get the interior guy, but when a generational talent comes across the board at tackle, like Penei Sewell here, you're going to go after him and try to make the rest work here. And now the Bengals, drafting fifth instead of third now makes you question if it is still possible to land Sewell here. That being said, let's run down the draft. I mean, first overall, Trevor Lawrence gone out the door. Second overall, I think Justin Fields ends up going here. He proved himself. There was some skeptics out there after the way he's played this year, but we've seen the way he played against Clemson, dominant fashion. I think he's back at that number 2 spot right now. Third overall, now this is where it gets interesting. You have the Miami Dolphins. They could trade back. We know how big they are on, obtaining more draft capital. Or I think the other option here is, they could go offensive lineman. Why not? Never hurts. Or I think you look at this team and say, hey, if they keep this draft spot, they really could get an elite wide receiver out there in, Jamar Chase. Or if they want to go after Devontae Smith, that's their choice. And you could really add some help out there and some support for Tua out. I mean, they got Gesicki, good tight end up the middle, but you add some serious support out there on the outside there for the Miami Dolphins. I think it's a golden opportunity. I really do think there's a good chance if there's a team that go wide receiver, grab one off the board this early, it could be the Dolphins. The question is, do they think they can trade back and get in 5th, 6th, or 7th? That's a concern here, more on who we should be worried about here in a second. But I think that, they keep that pick. I think there's a good chance the Bengals, can avoid them taking Sewell at that spot. Then you have the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are the one team then that stand between Sewell going to the Bengals. Now, Falcons who, hey, if they don't treat this draft pick like they treat every lead they've ever had, I mean, I feel like this is one where the Falcons could go 2 ways. You got Matt Ryan, who there's been a lot of trade talk about, or a lot of rumors, I should say, about him being traded, walked out to whatever. There's 2 years left on his contract. So you got to be looking to the future regardless there. And this could be a perfect chance for them to maybe there ain't any Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence. We can get the next in line best QB here, give him a year, maybe 2 years to sit under Matt Ryan and be ready to go then and there. Because this is, at the end of the day, it's an Atlanta Falcons team that, because of Matt Ryan, they're not going to have a top 5 draft pick very often. But that being said, too, while you do have Matt Ryan still, this was just an absolutely atrocious defense last year. And this could be the team you would expect to take the number 1 defensive player off the board. They could go CB, they could go somewhere else, wherever they want to go. I could see them going CB here. I don't see the needs being at the top priority here for the Atlanta Falcons to be taking a left tackle. And I really like the chances of the Bengals landing Sewell if these 2 teams stay in front of them. The concern here again is, what if a team like the Eagles, who sit behind the Bengals right now, jump the Bengals a spot or 2? The Eagles, much like the Bengals, had some serious offensive line issues this season. You have to expect they want to go offensive lineman early, and they see a chance to jump the Bengals, trading to the Dolphins pick or the Falcons pick. That's highly possible. I think that's my biggest concern here, is worrying about a team like the Eagles trading up. Otherwise, I think it's looking good. It really is. Even with the 5th spot, looking good for the Bengals to get a guy like Sewell on the team. We'll see. That's our thoughts. Love to hear your guys'. As always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.